Hi, third grade, and welcome to the final section of the week 3 portion of your Green Grammar book. Today we will be going over the Thursday section together. Number 1 says, use the subordinating conjunction to combine the two sentences. Label the independent and dependent clauses of your sentence. He brings her flowers every week. He knows she is allergic to them. The subordinating conjunction they want us to use here to combine these two sentences is even though. So that would look like this. He brings her flowers every week, even though he knows she is allergic to them. That's not very nice. But we now need to label the independent and dependent clauses here. So remember that the independent clause is one that can stay by itself as a whole, complete sentence, whereas the dependent clause cannot be a complete sentence by itself. So this part right here, he brings her flowers every week, could be a complete sentence. Therefore, it can be on its own, it's independent. Whereas over here on this clause, even though he knows she is allergic to them, is not a complete sentence. Therefore, it's dependent. Number 2, identify if this sentence is simple, compound, or complex. Even though she didn't know how to swim, she went to the pool. Well, this is not just a simple sentence. Simple sentences don't typically have commas unless it's like combining a city and a state. But this one, I will tell you, is complex because a complex sentence is an independent clause that's combined with one or more dependent clauses. The part here that is independent is the part that says she went to the pool. That is independent because it could be by itself. It is connected, though, to the dependent clause, even though she didn't know how to swim. Okay, so you have an independent connected with a dependent. Therefore, it's complex. Just kind of like the sentence up in number 1. That's a complex sentence, too. Number 3, use descriptive language to rewrite the sentence. The lady went for a walk. I chose to use some nice adjectives here, and I put the young lady took a long stroll. I changed the word walk to stroll and called it a long stroll through the forest. So I did a couple things there to jazz that sentence up and make it more descriptive. Number 4, find a word with a prefix or suffix that matches the definition in parentheses. The blank food upset my stomach. They want a word there that means not healthy. So the best choice would be unhealthy. The unhealthy food upset my stomach, and the prefix "un" there means not. Number 5, identify which underlined phrase or word is literal and which is non-literal. The detective thought her story sounded a little fishy. Well, something can't actually sound like a fish, so this is actually non-literal. That's just a saying that we use when it doesn't sound realistic. It sounds fishy. That's a non-literal saying that we use. Whereas the second sentence, the spoiled seafood smelled very fishy, that's legitimate. That's literal. It really smelled like fish. So there you have it for week number 3. I will see you back next week for week 4. Thanks for joining me.